Hello everyone, my name is Steven and I am a first year, second semester dental student. One of the most popular videos that I've put out on this channel so far was my 5 facts about dental school, or like what you should know before you start dental school video. That video has done really well by my standards, and there have been some people that wanted me to kind of expand upon it and talk about a few more things about dental school. So that is what I'm bringing to you today. Today, I want to add 5 things to the list of things that you should know before you start dental school. These are just some things that I've thought about, things that I've come up with in my short time being in dental school this year. If you're interested in similar content, I have a bunch of dental school content on my channel now, and there's so much more to come. So if you want to stay tuned, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and also let me know if you enjoyed this video by liking and commenting. I appreciate all of your support, and I'm happy to be bringing you some more information about dental school. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. So fact number 1, or number 6 if you're counting last video, dental school is very expensive. We all know this, right? Like, everybody's talking about the fact that dental school and medical school are massive financial commitments, so that's no news to you. But I wanted to just sort of give my take on the cost of attendance, how I'm kind of approaching it, and what exactly some of the figures look like. So for reference, you will see here that my first year of dental school at UTHSC, the University of Tennessee Health Science Center College of Dentistry, is going to cost me roughly $74,000. And of course, it goes without saying that is a massive, massive financial commitment. One of the hottest topics when it comes to dental school and medical school nowadays is the debt that we're going into. And it is really something to consider if you're considering dental school, or even if you're definitely going into dental school, just how you're gonna manage the amount of money that you have to spend on school. So what exactly do you pay for when you go to dental school? Well, of course you pay for tuition, which is a large sum of that number. And that is just everything that goes along with tuition, that they're paying their teachers, they're paying for all of the coursework that you're gonna get, the lab work that you're gonna get. But then with dental school, you have all these other charges that you're responsible to pay, and they just add up very quickly. You're gonna be paying for loops, scrubs, vaccinations, your dental kit, which is a big box of supplies that you get every semester for your lab coursework. So yeah, the dental kit, what exactly is that? It's a box full of supplies that you use in your lab work, and you get a new one every semester to accommodate for the different labs that you're taking. So in our first semester, we got all of our supplies for operative, or at least most of them, and then our supplies for morphology, where we were waxing up teeth. This coming semester, we're taking occlusion lab and operative 2, so occlusion has its own set of supplies that we need. And as you can see, the total cost for our dental kit this semester is just over $4,600. And right when you start dental school, there's gonna be weeks of just charges upon charges that are adding up, and it's extremely stressful. Pretty much everybody is going to take out loans to pay for all of these expenses, and that's entirely understandable and expected at this point. So just sort of learning how to manage those loans and moving forward into practice eventually, and trying to pay off all of that debt is a lot of discussion that I'll have in the future. But you just need to know that once you get into dental school, you're going to be seeing a lot of money that you are owing, and it can be a bit stressful at times. We just have to remember that if we stay focused and practice good money management, we will eventually be able to overcome the amount of debt we're going into. So more to come on the money situation, but just remember that if you are gonna go to dental school, there's a huge financial commitment, and you can't really get around that. The next thing to talk about is a little bit more fun and enjoyable, and that is that you do get a good bit of time in the form of breaks away from school while you're in dental school. I went ahead and ran the numbers, which doing math is not one of my strong suits, and that's one of the reasons why I went to dental school. But I calculated that we have 52 days of break, not including weekends, in the 2020-2021 calendar year. So 52 days, like I said, no weekends included in that number, of course, but that's gonna give us random breaks. We have a bunch of like 1-day breaks here and there. We have break for fall, we have winter break, which I guess, so you get Thanksgiving break, then winter break, and then you have a spring break and a summer break. And like I said, minus the weekends, those all add up to about 52 days, which that's a really good number, and that's a lot of time away from school. You'll find that at this point in your life, once you've graduated college and you're actually in your professional program, that most of the people in your life are now working their typical 9-to-5 jobs, and they're not gonna get the amount of breaks that you're gonna get. Unless of course they're getting paid time off, which is a completely different discussion and a different profession entirely. But the point is that when you're in dental school, yes, you're gonna be working extremely hard virtually every single day that you're in school, but you do actually have a good bit of time away from school to recharge, reset, just not think about it at all, and do whatever you enjoy doing outside of dental school. I thought this was important to mention just to sort of give you something to look forward to once you get into school and you feel overwhelmed with everything. So fact number 3 is actually a piece of advice, and that is to gain as much knowledge about dentistry as you can from your professors. Now for me, this has been slightly difficult because I've been in dental school during the COVID period, so we haven't been on campus much at all. But when we were on campus, I was able to discuss dentistry with some of my lab teachers who, some of them were practicing dentistry for 40 to 50 years in private practice. And what that means is they have a ton of knowledge about the dental profession, and they have a ton of wisdom that they can impart on you that you can kind of remember and even possibly write down, so that moving forward into your future, you kind of have some pieces of advice to work with already. Dentistry is a trial and error profession, so it's gonna require many years of kind of doing things and trying to figure out what works for you, what doesn't, how exactly do you operate as a practicing dentist, both clinically and from the business side. And sometimes we just need other opinions and other outlooks in order to kind of figure out what exactly is best for us. And this is where our teachers in dental school come in. Like I said, a lot of them have a ton of experience with dentistry, and you can learn a lot just from sparking up a conversation with a few of them and kind of trying to gain some of that wisdom that they've gained throughout the years of their own practices. Also, if your teachers are anything like ours are at UTHSC, they're gonna be very open to discussing dentistry with you, because once you enter dental school, you're entering a small community of people that exist within dentistry, and it is kind of like a family in a sense. And generally speaking, the older folks in the profession are gonna wanna impart their knowledge upon us, the new generation, and they want to pass the torch. So definitely reach out to some of your older professors and kind of just figure out what made them tick, what made their practices work, and what they thought worked well and didn't work well in their time in dentistry. So thing number 4, fact number 4, piece of advice number 4, whatever you want to call it. This one is a little bit more technical. It is clinical in nature, and that is to learn how to use indirect vision as quickly as possible. Indirect vision is the process by which we take one of these guys, a dental mirror, and we use it in order to view teeth in the maxillary arch. So traditionally, when working in the upper arch, so working on the upper teeth, dentists would actually take their head and sort of wrap it around and try to look directly at the teeth in the upper arch. And what that means is you're practicing dentistry all hunched over and sideways and weird, and it can cause a lot of issues with your back and neck over time. So in your first semester of dental school, they will give you one of these in your dental kit, and you're supposed to use it sitting upright, looking into it, and seeing the occlusal surfaces of those upper teeth in order to protect your back and neck. And what this means is that you'll be cutting cavity preparations looking through a tiny little mirror, and at first it's extremely difficult. And I don't even know why I'm saying at first like I've mastered it. I'm far from it. I still have a lot of trouble using it, but it's something that I think is extremely important for all of us to get good at. And nowadays, most of our professors are going to strongly encourage this anyways, because there's a lot of discussion out there about the backs and necks of dentists and how bad they can get over time. So just keeping a good upright posture, using your loops, and getting good sort of working backwards in one of these things is gonna help you so much in the long run. So as much as it sucks, take this home after your labs and just practice looking at things indirectly and just kind of get good at working your hand, in the opposite direction when you look in the mirror. I promise it'll help you in the long run. Just like that, we've reached the 5th and final point of this video, and I wanna just say very quickly, I appreciate everybody who's been stopping by the channel and subscribing lately. The channel is starting to grow a bit, and I just am so extremely appreciative of that, and I'm so excited to continue moving forward with this channel. But no more of that, let's get into number 5. Number 5 is, I guess, another little piece of advice, or just something I think is important for you to know. And that is, when you get to dental school, you should try to find a hobby or passion that you can enjoy outside of dental school. Dental school is going to take up a ton of your time and effort. I've said this a lot before, and I'll continue to say it, but it's a mental, physical, and emotional challenge. It can be very grueling at times. and you're gonna be very committed to this one thing. And that's why I think it's really important that you find something you really enjoy doing outside of dental school. For me, that thing has become this very YouTube channel. I really enjoy making these videos. I love editing. I love, taking photos, and I'm just so excited about like continuing to do this because it gives me an outlet away from school where I can kind of just like not really think about it and do something that I enjoy. But for you, it may be something completely different. It could be playing sports with friends. It could be playing video games. Just something that you enjoy doing that's completely separated and removed, that will sort of take your mind off of your classes and the stresses that come along with dental school. I just think this is super important. You shouldn't put pressure on yourself to find something that you enjoy. You're definitely gonna have something already that makes you happy. So make sure you're not discouraging yourself from doing that thing or things, whatever it is. Go out there and try to enjoy your life outside of school. I promise that is very important. So that's it, guys. That's 5 more things that I think you should know about dental school. Once again, I'm not an expert. I'm only a first-year dental student, but I'm picking up things and learning rapidly. And as I do so, I want to impart all of that knowledge on you. And if you want to continue seeing what I'm doing in and out of dental school, go ahead and subscribe now to the YouTube channel and join some of the folks that are already coming in and doing so. There's gonna be a lot of cool things coming out in the near future. I am almost finished with my winter break. Christmas is this week, so I'm already starting to mentally gear back up for school, which is coming very quickly. But once I get back to school, there's gonna be even more things to talk about, in and out of school, what I'm actually doing day to day, and then like the things that I'm enjoying and doing with this YouTube channel. So stay tuned. Just as a little precursor for those who are still here, I've been lately thinking about redoing my YouTube filming studio at school. So here, of course, I'm at home in Nashville. But once I go back to Memphis for next semester, I'm gonna kind of redo my desk setup and make it a little bit more visually pleasing. So I'm really excited about that. And that's gonna be an awesome video when that comes out. So I appreciate you all for watching as always. Let me know in the comments if you are headed to dental school in 2021 and where you're going to dental school. I love chatting with people in the comments, so get down there and start leaving some comments. But that's enough for me. So thank you guys as always, and I will see you in the next video. I think I've said enough. Way too much even.